Welcome back to another Q&A video. It's been a while, and I'm sorry for the long wait. It's just a lot going on with like work and school and work and school. But today, you have questions and I probably have answers. So let's just get on with it, shall we? Alright, the first question we have today is from Twitter. Thoughts on the Ninjago movie? No, honestly, it's not that bad. Of course, it could have been better, but it's not like it ruined the show, and I feel bad for people who say that it had a negative impact on the series. There were some things I wish could have been done differently, and there's some parts where, like, the execution was maybe a little, not there. But overall, it was fun to watch in theaters. And also, out of all the waves, most of the sets I have come from the LEGO Ninjago movie wave, so there's that. What inspired you to make YouTube videos? Well, I was just looking at YouTube videos one day and saw how much fun people were having making them, and I thought, why not join in? Obviously, it took a while to grow this channel, but I still kept making videos because it was fun to put myself out there and grab everyone's attention. Well, the editing part can be a bit of a pain in the ass, but still, it's a fun thing to do, and I'm happy that I'm still enjoying it. Yeah, so my main source of inspiration is because I'm a very, artistic and creative person. I just love making things, and when I saw that YouTube is the chance to, show your craft and talent out there for, everyone around the world to see, then I thought, yeah, let's do that. I want more people to see what I can do and see what I'm capable of doing, and I'm still expanding my craft, and I just want to do stuff differently, and that's why I make different videos that are not Ninjago related, because I don't want to be stuck in this one little bubble that is focused specifically on Ninjago. I want to expand other things. There are other things that I like besides Ninjago, like Star Wars and Star Trek, and so, when I saw that comment saying, Ninjago has left the chat, I'm like, yeah, I know, I know that's played for a joke, but I'm it made me think, oh, yeah, I realized that most of my audience aren't Star Wars or Star Trek fans, but that doesn't mean I won't stop making Ninjago videos. It's just that I like doing other things, and so again, my source of inspiration is just I love making things, and so I want to expand my craft and show everybody what I can do. Will you talk about the Ninjago Season 15 leaks in a video? No, I will not, and for a few reasons. Reason one is because, well, the season already aired, or, well, technically aired, so what's the point? But my main reasons are that other people have been talking about the leaks, so everything that needs to be said about them has been said already, so I won't have anything new to add. The other reason is because I hate talking about or reading leaks. They are literally confidential information that was released prematurely, and sometimes they can be false information to mislead us, but there are other times when it contains spoilers. And I cannot tell you how many times there were YouTube videos that talked about leaked information for a movie that I was dying to see. I remember seeing a thumbnail that said, Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness plot leaks. Or the whole fiasco where that clip of Andrew Garfield being in Spider-Man No Way Home got leaked before the movie was released, and the cast and crew had to deny it until the movie came out. Seriously, why do people, enjoy making videos that talk about potential spoilers? If people want to see something without being spoiled, then the leak should not exist. I'm sorry, I'm a little ranty, but no, I won't be talking about any leaks. I'm one of those guys who want to come in completely blind and have that shock value without any leaks in the back of my mind. And I'm somebody who loves surprises, and leaks tend to ruin those surprises because I'll be able to see it coming, and that kind of takes the fun out of it. So no leaks on this channel. How long have you been a Ninjago fan? Who is your favorite Ninjago character and why? How long have you been a Star Wars fan? And what got you into art and making cool edits? Well, I got into Ninjago when Season 1 came out, so I've been a fan since 2012. My favorite Ninjago character aside from the ninja is Pixel. She's very cool. Her progression from being an emotionless robot to a robot samurai with stark with Stark-like tech it's so cool. I love her. In fact, I love her so much that I'm actually like writing a fan fiction about her adventures between season 7 and 8, and I know I've thought of that idea for a while, and I'm like still like stuck in like the first chapter because I need to like find my temperament to like sit down and just write stuff for hours on it, and I want to be an author. That's one of my career goals. But anyway, on to your second question. I've been a Star Wars fan before Ninjago. I think I saw the original trilogy in 2009 or 2010, sometime when I was like in elementary school, but I still love it, and I'm very hooked on it, as you can tell from some of my Star Wars videos. As for what got me into making cool art and cool edits, I've been drawing since I was at a very young age. I took a lot of art classes growing up, and I've been inspired to do digital art of Photoshop by the YouTube channels Benny Productions and Phase Runner. A part of my inspiration for making cool edits is because of the fact that they attract a lot of attention, and it tells the audience that you put a lot of effort into making your channel like possible. And I was also inspired by Markiplier's editor Lixian. His edits are my god, his edits are hilarious and phenomenal. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, dude, please do so. He is the best editor I've ever seen, period. What characters are you most excited for in Season 15/16? Do you think Harumi will be good or stay a villain? What are your thoughts on the mechanic not being in any of the upcoming sets? Do you think Echo Zane will be in the lighthouse in Season 15? Thoughts on the returning villains? Alright, well, since these questions were made before Season 15 came out, well, the first half at least, I'll say the stuff in past tense. I was most excited to see Skylar back, and I'm also looking forward to seeing Vanya return as well. For Harumi being good or staying a villain, it could go either way for her, but I'm more confident that she'll redeem herself. She did have like redemption arc in Season 9, so while we could be repeating the same arc, I wouldn't be surprised if she had a change of heart again. But I hope she doesn't die redeemed. Not because I'm obsessive over Harumi, it's because we've seen a lot of villains die after redeeming themselves. And I know I said she might die in my predictions video, but hey, predictions can change over time, and so can thoughts and opinions. So my biggest hope is that they keep her alive and let her atone. That kind of redemption is not something we've seen a lot in Ninjago. She has talked about being alone after her parents died, and I can see her finding other orphan children and helping them recover. Well, after she faces the consequences of her actions, and after she spends a little jail time. It might be difficult for people to trust her after everything she's done, but I think that's a good future and continuation for her character. Or, just like Garmadon, she'll go into hiding and we'll see more of her and what she's been up to in her own comic series. The mechanic is a minifigure in the Crystalized sets, so, As for Echo Zane being in the lighthouse by the time of Crystalized, well, we didn't see him there, so I'm assuming that Jay and Nya got him out of there at some point between Season 6 and 15, and he's off exploring Ninjago in a similar manner to Ray and Maya, where they were completely off the grid between Season 7 and 14. Or maybe he's actually Mr. F and the writers are saving that twist for Part 2. Well, as for the returning villains, I am very happy. This is definitely how to make a better Day of the Departed, because in that special, the returning villains didn't really have anything to do aside from fighting the ninja, and were taken out pretty quickly. I like how in Crystalized, most of the villains, especially Asphera, the Mechanic, and Harumi, play larger roles. I'm hoping that Pythor, Vangelis, and Mr. F have the same amount of attention, but so far I'm glad the returning villains are given more to do in Crystalized as opposed to Day of the Departed, where they're just cannon fodder. How did Zane defeat the Overlord when Lloyd and the first Ninjutsu Master couldn't? Because he's the real Chosen One. Just kidding, not really. He didn't defeat the Overlord. It's been stated time and again that the Overlord is part of the balance between good and evil, so his spirit survived even though his physical body didn't. If Lloyd and the first Ninjutsu Master, who were among the most powerful characters in the series, couldn't do it, then I'm fairly certain that Zane wasn't able to do it either. Oh, and speaking of the Overlord, do you think the Overlord will be the villain of Crystalized? Well, after seeing the trailer for the second half of Season 15, I would say yeah. and I'm all for it. I mentioned before that the Overlord would be a very good choice to close off the saga, so it would make sense to bring him back. Who is your favorite Ninjago character and why? Again, it's Pixel because she has a lot of cool tech at her disposal and has a very cool arc. What is your favorite food? Well, my favorite food is, it's cake. It's very sweet, especially chocolate cake. I love it. I have a few people asking me what I think about the Season 15 poster. Well, guess what? I like them both. I like how the first poster shows us a few members of the council, showcasing who the supporting villains are, and the surrounding golden weapons covered in crystals. That's cool. And for the official poster, they're definitely not shying away from the fact that Crystalized is going to be the Avengers Endgame of Ninjago, but it looks cool as well. Some might say that's copying, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Can you do another versus matchup video? Yes, I can do another versus video, but will I? I don't think so. I think I'll do a versus Photoshop instead, if that's good enough. And so, for those of you who want to see more versus matchups, well, too bad, so sad! What is that sinister soundtrack? Well, in reference to my video about the alternate ending to the final battle, the soundtrack is a mix of songs from Kevin MacLeod. I used Devastation and Revenge and Gathering Darkness. Why can't the Overlord control the Stone Army without the Helmet of Shadows? Okay, aside from the fact that the plot needed to move forward, there's no canon answer or from the creators themselves. So, in my own headcanon, it might be because the Overlord put all his connection into the Stone Army and the Helmet of Shadows, similar to how Sauron put most of his essence into the Ring. I hope that answers your question. What did you use to edit this? Premiere Pro and After Effects. How about every Ninjago villain, the ones who didn't turn good, versus the ninja and their allies? I replied to this comment already, but that would make for a cool Photoshop edit. We'll see. Okay, your intro. What music is that? Can you give me a link, please? Originally, I used Work from Kevin MacLeod, but I ended up trimming it down to only show my logo, and I already replied to your comment already, so link is in that reply. We'll set description. Two people ask what if Morro was the Green Ninja. Well, that would make for a cool fanfiction. We'll see if I can get to writing that. How did Garmadon become evil in Season 8? He died a hero. Somebody please explain. Okay, well, here's the thing. Yeah, Garmadon did turn good. But again, they said that they only resurrected his evil/Oni side. Evil, Oni side, tomato, but the point is, they only resurrected his darker half. And so, yes, Garmadon was purified of the evil, but here's how I view that. Just because you're expunged of evil does not mean that you're completely devoid of it forever. Like, we all have dark tendencies, and we all have a dark side to ourselves. And it's up to us to, like, make sure that we suppress those dark emotions and dark thoughts and our dark personality. And see, the themes of Ninjago is about dualism or duality, light versus dark, good versus evil. See, everybody has like an evil and a good side to them, and Garmadon, after he was purified, he was good, and that was his dominant personality, but don't forget that he also had some dark and violent tendencies. After he died, his evil half got resurrected, but then, remember, as Season 9 progressed, he started showing more compassion, and he was more caring, and even after, like, beating Lloyd to a pulp in Season 8. So, Harumi said that, like, the love encompasses all in this. Yes, that's obviously, like, the trend that love conquers all, but it's also because, again, Ninjago's themes of duality and dualism. You might be evil, but sometimes you have a heart of gold, and that's the case for Garmadon. And it reminds me of Star Wars. See, light side versus the dark side. You know how, like, Vader and Kylo Ren, they were both introduced as these evil people immersed in the dark side, but as time progressed and as we got to spend more time with them, we know that they, deep down, they have a light side that the light is still in them, that there's still good in them, and at the end of both the original and the sequel trilogies, both of them are redeemed. They renounce the dark side and choose the light side in the end. And that's also a theme with the protagonists like Luke and Rey. Luke, as we like learn more about him, he starts off in like the light side, but then as the trilogies progress, we see him getting closer to the dark side, like for a few moments, like especially in Return of the Jedi, he embraced the dark side. On the case of Rey, she starts off bubbly as a free light side person, but then especially in like The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker, we see her have like being tested by the dark side, similar to Luke. So again, like Star Wars and Ninjago, their themes are about duality. So to answer your question, how Garmadon became evil in Season 8, it's because he had a dark side. Everybody has a dark side to them, dude. And he might have died a hero, but that doesn't mean he was like a completely like the embodiment of good. He still had violent tendencies even after he was purified. So again, like the dark side, we all have a dark side in us, and so Harumi resurrected him so that the dark side would be more dominant. So that answers your question. That actually might make for a good video topic. We'll see. What about the Circle of Life? A new ninja, maybe Lloyd's son, will be introduced with the golden powers, the season being partly dedicated to him learning to use his powers in the finale as a fight breaks, and it's so devastating that the son goes to a new realm building it from the ash, and I think you see where I'm heading. Yeah, cool idea, but it would be repetitive, because, you know, it reeks of a reboot. Hey, could you ever do a video power scaling Ninjago characters? That would be nice. You know, I actually considered that, but those types of videos are very controversial. Because there's always going to be those people who will go into arguments and disagree with the rankings and will take to the skies and scream their heads off about how their opinion is right or how my opinion is wrong. And besides, I find that quantifying a character's power takes the fun out of it. Why would we want to like analyze stuff like that? Why don't we just like embrace that it's there and not like try to like compare it to like the real world or like try to like quantify it? I don't know, yeah, and it's also partly one of the reasons why I stopped making versus videos, because it's like, seriously, like what's the point? Who is Joy Garmadon? Who indeed? Well, she is a fan-made character who is Lloyd's older sister, and she's the actual Purple Ninja. Sorry, no disrespect to Nelson. I first saw her in NJL Productions' YouTube channel, and if you want to learn more, go there. What if the realm crystal shards represented an alternate reality and opened portals to alternate realities? That would be interesting. Not sure if they'll go with that, because the concept of alternate realities is that there are infinite realities, and the realm crystal did not produce an infinite amount of shards. I can see the shards being used to power a machine or a spell that can access alternate realities, but I'm not sure the creators will go with that. Maybe they'll go with that in like in the new series after 2023. Can you do Master Wu versus Garmadon? As a Photoshop piece? Yeah. As a versus matchup video? No! Do you think someone will die in Crystalized? Maybe. I said in my predictions video that Wu, Harumi, and the rest of the Crystal Council could die. I also guessed that the ninja could die. Basically,
everybody dies.
But all of those speculations are 50-50 for me. I'm looking for 2 wallpapers. 1, a cool and cute wallpaper for Jay and Nya. 2, a cool and good looking wallpaper for the whole ninja team. Thank you for whoever wants to help. Those are some great ideas. Will do. What is your favorite season? Well, it was a tie between Sons of Garmadon and Hunted, but I think I'm starting to lean more towards Crystalized. The Overlord vs. Nadakhan. Again, this is a Photoshop art piece, yeah, but no, hell no to the versus matchup. Is Pythor higher ranking than the generals? well, he was their Snake King for a while, so he actually, come to think of it, now he might no longer be higher ranking than the generals. Again, we haven't seen him interact with them in a while, or maybe he has interacted with them off screen after rebooted, but no, I guess not. I don't think he, I think he lost that title after he got eaten up by the Devourer. So yeah, depending on what time period you're referring to, as of Season 1, yeah, he was a Snake King, but afterwards, that title went from Garmadon, and it now belongs to Scales, so Scales has more authority than him. If they ever did a live-action Ninjago, do you think they would go with an Asian cast? Yeah, that actually would be, yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, I'd like to see, Simu Lao, sorry if I butchered that name, who played Shang-Chi as, like, maybe, like, a Kai or a Cole role. Who else would be great? The guy who played Wenwu, he'd make for either like a Sensei Wu or a good Garmadon. Let's see, Benedict Wong. Maybe he could play the role of Wu. Who else? There's another actor, Hiroyuki Sanada. Wait, did I say that right? I stand corrected. Hiroyuki Sanada. Yeah, he'd be a great Master Wu, I think, or maybe a good Garmadon. Yeah, and like perhaps Keanu Reeves could also be in a could also be a character. Do you want to be part of Ninjago, Keanu?
Yeah.
Ah, I also forgot. Like Stephanie Hsu, she'd make a good Nya, or maybe she could be a Pixel. Michelle Yao could be like the Misako role. Maybe Jackie Chan could return as Wu. Menger Zhang, she could do that. Kelly Hu could also be good. Ooh, Fala Chen, yeah. Dallas James Liu could be a great Kai. I'm just spitballing on an Asian cast. We'll have to see. I don't know if they would like go with like the same tone. Maybe they like do like a pretty darker and more serious, grittier tone. Obviously, like throw in some stuff to laugh at, because if you make a live action adaptation like way too serious, then it usually ends up blowing up in your face. If they do a live action Ninjago cast, I'd watch it. And if you have any other ideas for an Asian cast, let me know in the comments. Do you think John Cena will join Ninjago? Oh my god. John Cena in Ninjago. That'd be something. I mean, if the showrunners are able to afford to have John Cena being the voice of a character, that'd be great. I bet they're gonna give him the role of being like the sibling to like Wu and Garmadon, a sibling, or maybe Misako, that we have never heard about until like late into the franchise. Oh my. Hashtag John Cena for Ninjago, I guess. But don't actually hashtag that, because that might come off as annoying. And that does it for this Q&A video. If you have any questions that weren't included here, be sure to put them in the comment section below for the next Q&A video. If you enjoyed, please like the video, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!